Welcome viewers to Talking Bristol. Last week we sat down with two members of the Bristol Exchange Club, Deb Shore and Mickey Goldwasser, to talk a little bit about the upcoming Honoring Heroes dinner. In addition to that, we talked a little bit about their experience with the Exchange Club, some of the Exchange Club history, and also volunteering in general. Mickey and Deb, thanks for coming on tonight. This is terrific. I appreciate you taking the time to visit with Talking Bristol.
Thanks for the opportunity.
Yeah, it's good to see you, and the weather's hopefully going to turn for the better. And
well, when I think about the weather,
a week from now, when you air this show, we will have sprung forward, and hopefully,
oh my
it's
God,
getting warmer.
Yes,
so.
Well, I like that idea. I like the longer days, but I saw already they're anticipating or they're forecasting a 70-degree day.
Yeah,
and I don't be one of those people who are always like complaining about the weather, but. So you've got the Honoring Heroes dinner coming up.
Sure.
yes.
We want to talk a little bit about that, but let's talk a little bit about the Bristol Exchange Club. How long have you been there? Your roles. What is it that you like that the Exchange Club does, and how it adds to the Bristol community?
Well, sure. So, the Exchange Club, we're a nonprofit organization. It's made up of local volunteers right here in the community. And I think if we had to sum it up, we're just passionate about making Bristol a better place to live, right? And so the interesting thing, the club has been in Bristol since 1941. So we're celebrating our 85th year, and we weren't here in the beginning, but there were some folks that got together and said, hey, we want to join this national club, which was founded in 1911. So
that's
a little bit of a gap.
I didn't know any of that.
And really, it's really based around four areas of service, right? So one is Americanism, pride in our country, patriotism. Community service is huge. What we do, youth programs, whether it's
My favorite.
Your favorite, well, scholarships. We'll talk a little bit about that. Deb chairs our scholarship program. Prevention of child abuse, making sure that kids, have enough to eat, giving back. We've been longtime sponsor for what was the Bristol Hospital Parent and Child Center, which is has moved into the city
now.
But prevention of child abuse, anything we can do to give back to the community.
Before we get to you, Deb, the Exchange Club, that is not something that makes you sit up. So
I never knew anything about it.
Where does it come from?
The idea, the exchange. So think of the term exchange.
Yes.
When it was founded in 1911, it was all about getting together with the idea of exchanging ideas on how to make things better. That's where Exchange Club comes.
And also, then we talk about the stock market is exchange.
Yeah, for commerce.
So again, that's commerce, but this is more like
exchanging ideas.
Ideas.
How do we take a look at what's going on? We're blessed in this country.
Yeah,
we hear all the complaints and but we are blessed in this country, right? And so the founders of the Exchange Club, going way back, were like, how do we get together and how do we give back?
Right.
And later on, we'll talk about volunteerism. And that's all about how do you give back? How do you help your fellow citizen?
Which I think is when we talk about America and talk about American values, the whole idea of volunteerism is pretty important.
I think this country is held together by volunteerism more than it is anything else. I think people giving of themselves, and it's a little selfish because it's extremely rewarding. When you see the results of your labor, your work, your volunteer time, it's very rewarding. So there's a little bit of selfishness in there, for people that think it's all giving of yourself. It is giving of your time and your efforts, but the rewards are huge.
And that's not to say it's always fun.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
But think about this, in a time, right, when people just feel so disconnected, there's so much going on in the world. And organizations like the Exchange Club, you're bringing people together around a common cause of just wanting to give back and do things so where the community feels good and we feel good. So a lot of people may know of the Bristol Mum Festival. They may not draw the connection that the Exchange Club and a committee, we put that on.
You mean it doesn't happen by magic?
It does not happen by magic.
Sprinkles magic beans on Memorial Boulevard and all these things.
And then it's all broken down.
Yeah.
And it's done, and it's over in a weekend. We're exhausted, right? But the feeling of looking out and people have a good time. It's generational.
Mhm.
Grandparents, parents,
Absolutely.
kids, people remembering what the exchange club came in at a time when the Mum Festival almost went away.
Right. And when was that? That was
Oh, God, we
recently.
gotta
That
go
was
back
fairly
about
recent.
15 years.
Was it?
10 or 12 years,
Yeah.
12
So
years. I'd
fairly
say.
recently
We-
in the
Mhm.
history of the
Mhm.
The
Mum
exchange,
Festival.
we always produced the parade,
Mhm.
and
Right.
it was kind of like and so and let's face it, in any volunteer organization, it's burnout. People get to a point where like, we don't want to do it anymore. And the folks that were running it just had hit that point. And so it was going to go away.
Yeah.
And we said, well, we do the parade, let's step up and do the whole thing. And that was, and that's easy to say, right?
Right.
But that
It's
required a
very
huge
easy to
commitment
say.
of people's time. And so the Mum Festival committee works really hard. It's being planned right now.
Well,
And it's an event that takes place in
yes.
September.
Yeah, I received the emails and the updates.
Yeah.
And that Jason is sending out those things and making and so you're making progress.
Yeah, we have new chairs this year, Jason Fields and Andy Adams. Everybody knows Andy Adams,
Mhm,
of
mhm.
course.
Sure.
And Jason's a bull worker for the Exchange Club and
Yeah.
for all
And
the organizations I
So,
work
so
with.
how big is the group of people that actually plans the Mum Festival?
It's not huge.
It's a full committee, but as in many organizations, we have a lot of members.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But in any organization,
Yeah.
it's a select few that really step up
Correct.
and do things. And we appreciate any type of volunteers. So, whether people come once a year and help us set up, we're grateful for that. But it is a core group of people that pretty much turn it into a full-time job.
And
So let's take
move
a-
in for the weekend,
Yeah,
basically.
basically, yeah,
Yeah.
you do. So if somebody wanted to get involved
Oh, we're
with
well.
that specific, so how specifically would they do that? Would they go to your website? Is there contact information there? Would they email a certain person?
So it's great to go to the website.
Yep.
And we'll put a link, I think.
Mhm.
at the
We'll
end of
add that.
this.
That'll be in the show notes.
Um,
Yeah.
And we're always looking for volunteers. Follow us on Facebook. We have a page there. We do have our website, bristolexchangeclub.org. And again, we'll put those
Yeah.
links there. And I think so. We also really believe in helping the other nonprofits. So we raise money, and that money is given, and we do grants, whether it's Brian's Angels or the Agape House, or again, Veterans Strong. We're always trying to give back to the community. So you'll see us around town. We try to get out there in the community. We try to brand more towards Exchange Club. And
so when you're out there this weekend doing you're running around and doing your errands and things like that, someone's going to say they saw you on Talking Bristol,
go.
and you mentioned you want volunteers so they can just
Well,
approach
we're
you and
always
tell you
looking.
about it. Yeah.
what's kind of
Always.
unique this year is we've also, in conjunction with Bristol Eastern, we have a club that is founded. We call it the Excel Club,
Excel Club. Mhm.
and that's
It's a new club at
yeah.
Eastern High
So
School.
they took us. So that's going to be the youth, that will hopefully take this club over tomorrow and the years to come.
I think that they've gotten about
Yeah.
25
it's a good showing.
members, which is incredible.
Yeah, that's
They
terrific.
put the
That's-
call
yeah.
out, the principal there put the call out, and I've forgotten his name who runs it.
No.
It's a Han.
Oh yeah,
It's a Han. And he is in charge of it. And he put the call out, and he got an
So
enormous
you
number
say
of them.
it's a Han? Are you saying it's a student, or you
No,
saying
it's a teacher.
It's a teacher.
Teacher has to be in charge.
Right.
And then they have their officers, I believe, just as we do
Yeah.
within our
Get your
club.
bylaws, and you have
Yeah,
learning a
they-
little bit about how to run a
and-
meeting. Yes.
Those are young, strong arms and legs to
Mhm.
work during the Mum Festival. So we need them, and they've kicked right in. They've been an impressive group.
Pretty great.
So again, you would ask, so again, we have our website, we have our Facebook page, we have upcoming events, and we're just always welcoming and looking for volunteers. So
Yeah, I don't want to beat that to that point, but okay. So say someone would. I mean, I think volunteering is really important. So if somebody were going to volunteer, they wanted to get interested, what kind of commitment would it take?
It's whatever you can give.
So I'd be like, if somebody can give an hour.
Well, exactly. I mean, if you can say to us at the Mum Festival in the peak hours, I can come in there and sit and man the booth, the main booth,
Mhm.
control booth from this time to this time, thank you, because that gives somebody a break.
Yeah.
Because there are people that, as I said, literally move in for the weekend. We just go home and sleep and then go back. And it's you don't realize it until you stop on Sunday, how exhausted you are, because you
And
just keep going. You
And you
stay in
can't
that
stop.
drive.
You can't stop
Yeah.
because you need
But
that
anybody
momentum.
that wants to come and say, I'll go check, make sure that all the garbage pails don't need to be emptied, or they do. Anybody who does all that, anything anybody wants to do is always going to be appreciated.
And that's for the Mum Festival. There are other activities that you do during the year.
We do things throughout the year. And to me, why should I do it? What motivates? So a lot of people wait to be asked.
Mhm.
So my thing is like, consider yourself asked, right? And so why do it? Because, when strong communities like we have in Bristol, we call ourselves the All Heart Committee community for a reason. Strong communities, when people step up and get involved, that's a strong community. And civic organizations are a great way to do it.
Mhm.
And back to what Deb was saying, we're not asking you to give us all your time, just a little bit of the time. And what we found is we said, hey, do one thing.
Right.
And that feeling that you get leads you to say, oh, I want to do that again.
It might be something you enjoy doing. I mean, we have the kids section up, that whole field area during Mum Festival. There's people that, they love that. They like doing the pony rides, that's all they do the whole time they're there. That's what they like.
As a volunteer.
As a volunteer.
Right. I mean, someone has to set up the art tent. Somebody has to help out with
everything. Massive setup. Massive. When you see what you see before they set up, then what you see is all set up by human hands. So it's a huge undertaking.
And what we do fills a gap.
Yeah.
Right. There's things that slip through the cracks. There are things, a $1,000 scholarship means a lot to a child who's looking at going to college, and we're really all about looking for, and we can talk more about your scholarship. We're looking for students that aren't so much the brightest, and they're all bright, right?
Yeah.
But the ones that, we've had some stories over the years. You're like, how does this kid find time to do all these things and yet be at the top of their class?
Remarkable.
We look at how do they volunteer? How do they lead at their age?
Yes.
It's one of the most remarkable things. We do an interview and you go through the process, and we walk out of there like, I wish we could give scholarships to everybody.
Yeah.
Because it really restores your faith, in the youth of today.
Right. We all need that because there's so many negative things that we hear.
Yes.
About what's happening with young people. Young people are terrific. So maybe we can talk a little bit about your own volunteering history. How did you get involved with volunteering? Did it start an hour here? Did you see someone do it? Who was an influence? So,
for me personally, I think having owned my own business for 21 years,
which is
Pipsqueaks, Children's Boutique, from 84 to 2006. And it was 2005, excuse me. And I think I became more aware of volunteering because I would be asked to, well, we're raising money for this. Would you put on a fashion show for us? Sure. Why not? It was great. So I got a feel for it gradually, a little bit more of this, a little bit more of that. Another instance was getting involved with the city and things that the city was doing. Bill Stortz was the mayor. And he said to me, he called me one day. He said, I want you to sit on a board or a committee. I said, what? I've never done anything like that. I don't know. I really don't know. And it was very funny because he said this was back in 2000 and I don't know, 5 or 6. Earlier than that. He said to me, yeah, I want you to sit on this parks rejuvenation, the renovation that was way back. He said, Ellen Zappa was the chair, and I think you're going to work really well. And I said, oh, I don't know. And he said, why? And I said, she scares me, Bill, because she's so smart. And he laughed, and he said, no, I'm calling you back tomorrow, but you're going to tell me yes. Okay, bye. Have a good day. That was Bill. And he called the next day, and that was my first foray into that. And I learned so much doing that, which made me want to do more within that realm of community.
Right.
So for me, it was one thing built off of another.
Right.
And now it's
and
insanity.
here you are now. And not only do you do the exchange club, but you also do things with the city, and you do your
Showcase of Stars.
showcase of stars.
Right. I think of my late mom all the time when she retired, and she said, I don't know how I worked, because she was always volunteering and helping. So that was part of it too. I saw that. But I don't. You just kind of make the time, and the more you volunteer, the more people want you to volunteer. That's the catch, I think, for a lot of people.
But don't you find too that you're amazed by
It's
how much
fun,
you'll be able to
too.
get done? And
Yes.
and you are. And
It forces you to be organized.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. So.
Hey, Mickey?
Oh God. So I'm first generation American, and it was always impressed on me how lucky we were to grow up in this country. And the second sentence that came after that is, and because of that, you must give back. So as I was in a youth group as a kid, always, kind of, it was just expected that you give back, because, I remember once with my dad, he would save all these cans. And I said to him, what are you saving all these cans for? And he looked at me, he said, you never starved. And it just hit me like, you never starved. There are people who will starve. And it was just, you must give back. And so I was involved in high school in a youth group, and, went on to college. I was a big brother. I was always giving.
So where did
back.
you go to school?
So I was born in the Bronx, came here, went to Edgewood Edgewood, Northeast, Eastern, Yukon.
Yeah.
And so always kind of a Connecticut,
Right.
And Bristol was interesting because it was one of those things I can hardly wait to get out of Bristol. So literally graduated from Yukon, I did end up working for Bristol Savings Bank. So I was kind of in Bristol, but when I got married, we were like, we left. We were in Newington, fine community. And after my daughter was born, just came to a day, my wife, also a Bristol girl, we looked at each other and we said, let's go home. Because we wanted to raise our daughter here. And so again, I was a soccer coach for 22, just always got involved in the community. And Bill Stortz really knows how to find people, because
apparently Bill is.
He approached me and he said, you're in business, you're out there. I've been in the fintech world, serving banks and credit unions my entire career. And he said, I would like you to join. It's called the BDA. Oh, it's the BDA. It is now the ECD, Economic and Community Development. And I've been doing that since 2005. So just a little over 20 years.
And you keep coming back. And
because again, it's like we work, right? But we do these other outside things because there's just a lot of pride. I was part of the marketing committee that created All Heart. So when I see that logo around, there's just a little sense of pride there. With that.
So you're with this committee that started, same you worked on those committees, and so it doesn't seem like it's ever boring. I mean, a meeting, sitting through a meeting a city meeting can be pretty boring at different times. But I mean, aside from that, there's all these things you're doing, all these long range planning kinds of things that eventually you see them come to pass, and it's like, wow. Yeah.
Well, I mean, for ECD, the biggest thing is just watching downtown come up. I mean, I can't drive down that street. I mean, that was an empty lot, and now it's not. And you really get to understand, because I could always remember people would say, how come Bristol doesn't have a Christmas tree shop? And it's like, you really begin to understand the economics of what brings economic development here. And when you look at that lot, people were like, well, the hospital built that. They were the spark. They were the first building to go up, and then one led to another and so we're down to one lot there. And restaurants are popping up. And if you come down, it's like, oh, we have a parking problem. That's a good problem.
That's a good problem
That means
for
people are
downtown
coming
Bristol.
downtown to go to the different restaurants. We do have the new parking garage and things like that. So you start to look inward and you see what's going on. And it's just, it doesn't happen overnight. It takes years and years of planning.
And these are regular people. I mean, you consider ourselves to be
100%.
regular people, and we are the ones who are actually making this happen. And the structure of government, city committees, volunteer organizations, not for profits. So that's terrific. And I think that's the key that I think about is that it's regular people.
Well,
you don't have to be special.
Right.
Be part of
a solution.
Whatever you volunteer for, whether it's Exchange Club or your church or the Little League or whatever. Be part of the solution,
And not the problem.
because it will not run itself. And so if you've got some time and you want, people, oh, it's so much, sit back when you see things happen.
Yeah.
I think it's easy to sit back and criticize, oh, it should do this. But when you are part of the solution,
Right. You want to have a better understanding.
you absolutely do.
And
Get
you have a
off your
camaraderie with the
iPads,
people
get off
that you're
your
working with.
iPhones,
Yeah.
get off your
I mean,
computers.
and again, I don't want to be preachy, but it's like, what's your legacy?
Yeah.
It's cool to be able to tell your kids, like, this was an empty lot, now it's not, or this was a program that started from nothing and looking at now.
Yeah. Or you have scholarships that are
Scholarships, I mean,
Scholarships.
There's nothing like that, to watch the pride in a family when their family member gets a scholarship.
Right. It's just a
I
beautiful
mean,
thing.
it's just, and then we ask questions like, who's your hero? And you hear them, my father, my mother, it's
These stories. Yeah, there's not an interview that's gone by there where we haven't been brought to tears numerous times.
Yeah.
So
And it's people on people. So,
Yeah.
so we have at the end of the month, the Honoring Heroes dinner.
correct.
So maybe we can talk a little bit about how that has come to pass,
Sure.
what preceded it, and
Sure.
what are we looking forward to this particular dinner?
Well, for
57
7
years.
years,
It's just-
it was the policeman of the year and the firefighter of the year. Basically, that's what it was. The fire department for a few years did not take part in more recent years. And then, of course, when we had the tragedy occur with our police officers, we knew the next event would really have to be handled with kid gloves. And then we had this outpouring of people who wanted to attend. When you normally have an event and 150 people come, and now you're talking about 850 people, things change. So we had a name change to Honoring Heroes for our lost police officers, and of course the survivor. That was an enormous success in the sense of the feeling we wanted to reach out to the community with, and that was
And apparently the community wanted to
Honoring
come
them.
back to
Yes.
you. You gave people an opportunity.
Oh,
Yes.
everybody wanted to be a part of it,
yes,
and
They
not a
wanted
part
to-
of it, a part of it in a good way.
Yes,
They wanted to express their
gratitude,
care, their gratitude,
their
and
sadness,
just remember that there's widows involved.
and
There are
babies.
grandparents and parents who lost. So there was a tremendous amount of loss. So how do you channel loss into something good? And that's what Honoring Heroes was. That was a night of celebrating what they did for the community and remembering, and that they will not be forgotten. And we also raised money to, again, give to the families. Because part of this it is a fundraiser, and we try to, we pick something to give back. So it was a great night in the sense of it gave people an outlet. People grieved as a community, and those families hopefully felt supported. And it was a pivot. And then, as we kind of come to here now, we're trying to get back to the fact that what Honoring Heroes is about is honoring people who give of themselves first. Remember, these are the people that run into a fire. They don't run away from a fire. These are people that run into danger. These are people that you call when, to come in your house to help a loved one who's sick or whatever. So Honoring Heroes now is kind of pivoted more towards back to, let's celebrate the good deeds that they're all remarkable, but then there's people that just do something in the year. You just want to give them that gratitude.
Right. So there's another task in choosing the person who's going to be honored.
Fortunately, that falls
not our
on
decision.
someone else's shoulders.
Okay.
The police department and the fire department.
Right.
So
selects their
we go
winners.
to them and say, pick. And so, it involves, the chiefs, the police chiefs, and then the fire. They come to us and say, we have a candidate, and here's why. And we're fine with that. And the police also honor cadets.
And the police
Right.
fire board,
And the fire board came
police
in.
board, they
and
come
then-
in. And I believe that they pick winners throughout the year.
Yeah.
Officer of the month, or
Yeah, every
and I
month there's a
believe-
police awards,
yes,
fire
so
awards.
then
yes, yeah.
from that group, this winner is
Mm-hmm.
selected.
Mhm.
So,
And then the past year, so Bristol Health got involved because of their, EMS group. So
Mhm.
they're out there again, giving them themselves. So it's real great, and, last year was interesting. One of the honoring heroes was, it was an officer and the police dog.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
it was
That's
because
kinda-
when
yeah,
you think about
yeah.
how special it is, and
Yeah.
the money we raised for that, by the way, what people don't realize is that the dog program is funded by contributions. It's not in the
right,
No,
city
it's
budget.
not
that's
part
really
of the
important to
So
budget.
the money
understand.
we raised last year basically took care of the dog for a year.
Yeah, I just remember seeing, like, we've had a couple of episodes or incidents where, or good things, where they've gone out to the schools with the
Yes.
police dog, and you see
Yeah.
the kids with the police dog, and
Yes.
it's kind of very nice, a comfortable situation, and it's got to be good for young people to become comfortable with, police officers, and then
Mhm.
vice versa. That again, like a volunteer organization, you get to know people, person to person. You get to know, who are police officers. You get to know the dog. I can't remember his name right now. I mean, my Lily coach was a police officer. It was Bob Watson.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
When I
course.
was hanging around the
Yeah.
boys club,
Yeah.
it was like we had
Yeah.
police officers there. Kenny Samil was there.
legend.
Yes, yeah, that's right. And so it's true. So
Yeah.
So-
if people want to get in, learn a little bit about the dinner, it's going to be on March 30th.
30th.
It's
6
going to be
o'clock.
at Doubletree by
In
Helen,
Bristol,
over
in
on
Bristol.
off Middle Street.
And we have tickets available.
Tickets
and,
available, and they can
we
yeah.
have sponsors that have stepped forward, but it's really people buying
Mhm.
tickets. Think of it as it's a night where the community can come together. I just really look at it as that way. And we're just recognizing incredible work.
Mhm.
We're taking a moment out of our day to just say, these people do good work. Let's recognize it.
Mhm.
And it does. It draws, we'll have local governments, this, state
Mhm.
comes in. And again, we are honoring these folks. The Exchange Club gives an award as well. So
It's one night to honor these people who we all know we take for granted every day, that we're safe, or that our house isn't going to burn down, or we take all of that for granted. So it's just one night out of your entire year
and it
to honor them.
and so it's a dinner. So folks
Yeah.
gather for a dinner.
It's a good dinner.
There's basket raffles and the traditional
It's-
type of thing. And the money raised goes back into the community.
It's back in the community. So now it would go back to something like the police.
Yeah, so we ask, we work with the
Association,
chiefs and
yeah.
things like I said, last year
Mhm.
we funded a dog
Funded a
for the
dog.
year. The year before that, we gave money to what will eventually become the police memorial.
Mhm.
I know that's
Right,
kind
right.
of been
They're
put
working
on
that.
hold for
Right,
now,
right.
but when that
Exactly, yeah.
gets, they're trying to figure out, hey, what's the best way
Mhm.
to honor going forward? So, in past years, we've done, again, outreach to community organizations that have needed things. So it's really just, let's make it a fun night. Let's raise some money so we can give back.
So what does the Exchange Club do to let's celebrate each other? Yeah. So yeah, I just wondered, are there any things you do during the year?
Well, we have our monthly dinners. We get
Oh,
together.
you do?
Yeah,
See, that's
we have
interesting. So you do
monthly
like a
dinner
potluck kind of
meetings.
thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we get together then,
So your meeting is a little bit of
usually at a restaurant. Sometimes it's at a,
We
sometimes
try
it's at a
to
museum
go to different local restaurants.
or a local
Yeah,
restaurant.
yeah.
And we just get together and talk about what's happening and tell everybody you need to volunteer.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, those are nice. I think there's one coming up on Monday, actually.
Oh, that's terrific.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've become
And-
friends. I mean, that's,
Yeah, every friends.
Apparently, yeah, that's what
everyone's
happens, yeah.
Become very close. I mean, we do have the honorees, the winners. If you'd like to know who the honorees are for this year.
Oh, okay, fine.
Yeah.
That's it's
Yeah.
here in Bristol. Talking Bristol, we
Yeah.
have that's the
So
winners of this year's.
The police officer of the year is Nick Travisano. The police dispatcher of the year is Melissa Garcia. Bristol Police Youth Cadet of the year is Donovan Alejandro. The Bristol Firefighter of the year is Mark Martin, who will be retiring this year, I believe. The EMS providers of the year are two paramedics, Imran Garnett and David Wood, and the EMT is Gabrielle Fournier.
Wow.
yeah.
Hey,
And so-
congratulations,
Yeah.
everyone.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the committee. So Deb and I are not the story. We get to be the storytellers. So
Yeah.
we run the event, but We have an honorary chairman in Tony D'Amato from D'Amato Construction. And then the committee, you know, the heart of the committee is Harley Graham. He comes from the Department of Emergency Management in town. We have our Exchange Club president, Aaron King, our vice president, Jason Fields, who we had mentioned, our vice president and treasurer, Kim Karen, Jack Ferraro, who you know, I mean, he's taken a role as he's our program and marketing director for that. Diana Tack handles our raffles. We created a commemorative coin. We also went to 250, so a little play of a challenge coin.
Yeah.
You know, and that's
Two
Bob
birds with one stone.
Fauché does that, and so
Or
it's
coin.
a small group, and then we fill in wherever we can. So it's a small group of people that have been working really hard on this. So, and then we go out to the community, and we've got some sponsors like D'Amato Construction is a big sponsor. Thomas and Savings Bank, and we're always looking for more sponsors. So anybody has a business and they want to get involved, let us know.
Never too much money.
Yeah, RGD Technologies, Bristol Magazine's a new publication that really is trying to get more involved. And then certainly the Exchange Club, we're a sponsor, the fire department and the Bristol. So we try to, again, get sponsorships plus the tickets that we sell that put this event on. And, you know, DoubleTree's been very good to us the last couple of years.
Yeah, that's terrific. So, I mean, I think we're going to be wrapping up. Is there anything else that you wanted to add that we might have?
No, I mean, we appreciate you know, it's kind of neat. I don't know if, you know, this is a nice thing to get the story out and help us tell that story.
Really
because
appreciate
that's what we do.
And I know that's something that the Bristol edition is behind.
Right.
It's nice to see something.
This is the Bristol edition right here.
Right. So, I mean, but it's local people talking about local things.
It's all local.
And again, it helps us. Bristol, you know, we just want to really recognize incredible work. And we're always looking for volunteers.
Always.
Yeah.
Great.
You know, BristolExchangeClub.org.
Yeah. Okay. So, a big thank you to Deb and Mickey for coming on and sharing your time with us. It was a great conversation. We will be including a link with some pricing for the actual dinner, and also people are we're encouraging people to find out about it. Maybe there's a good fit out there, and maybe put your toe in the water.
Volunteer. I mean, we're always looking for volunteers.
Yeah.
Always come to an event.
It's a very welcoming group.
Yeah,
and you really that sense of giving back. I know it sounds, it just really is there.
It works. It works.
It's just there.
Well, I think community is huge. That's why we do what we do at Bristol Edition, because we think that news and information on the local level is key to community.
Yes.
Being informed,
Great.
and we also have a bias towards democracy. And you've got to kind of build some democratic values. So, how would people contact you?
Again, we'll have it's Bristol Soccer.
Yeah.
Call them too. That's a great organization. They're always looking for volunteers. I volunteered for a long
I
time.
think anyone your name. Yeah,
that came right.
You can volunteer for Bristol Edition too.
BristolExchangeClub.org.
Yeah. Okay.
And again, you know, it's like it's a place where you can go and just there's just so much bad going on in the world. Go and be part of something positive.
Yeah.
Right? And we're bipartisan. I mean, we just give back to the community. That's
and
what
your
we do.
commitment is whatever you can give.
That's awesome. Okay, well, great. Yeah. Well, thanks again.
Thank
This
you.
is you know, Talking Bristol. We hope you all kind of like tune in and listen to what Mickey and Deb have to say, and then find out a little bit more about the Exchange Club. Thank you so much. This is Dave Fortier with Talking Bristol signing. Thanks to Deb and Mickey Goldwasser. Deb Shore and Mickey Goldwasser for joining us on Talking Bristol. Just a note, the Honoring Heroes dinner is on March 31st at 6 p.m. at DoubleTree by Hilton. Check the Exchange Club website for ticket information. Before you go, TBE is preparing a special report that is going to air on Saturday. TBE's Aaron Lopez kicks off this special, the first of 6-part series on Saturday, and we think it's something that you should take a look at.
It was like rougher at first. It was just more of a a rougher, like an engine type of running, whereas now it's much more of a hum.
For me personally, I sleep with a loud white noise machine on at night. I sleep with earplugs in every single night. Even through those two, ways to block sound, because of the resonant frequency, I can still hear it when it happens. It's just more subdued.
So what exactly is a noise and what is causing it? Check out Saturday's report, the first of 6 by TBE. This one will be prepared by Aaron Lopez.